Alright, this is step 2 of the process of putting a tabla head on a tabla drum. You've gone ahead and done step 1, put all the holes, open them up a little bit with a screwdriver, all 16. You're going to set the skin on, and you want to feel the wood underneath the kinar here. You want, if it's pressing down and you feel it right away, that's a good sign that the drum head's going to fit. You don't want any loose movement here, slippage, and you don't want it too tight where if you press on the kinar and you have to press quite a ways down to feel the wood, then you know this drum head's not going to fit. So it should be snug, but not too snug, and definitely not loose, or you're going to get a lot of kinar hanging down the side of the drum. I like to clean the drum out because there could be particles down there that can, during the process of putting the head on, you can get those particles underneath this inner kinar, and that would have, you'd have little ridges here of particles. So it's good to clean the drum out. So we're going to temporarily hold that, tip it over upside down. I'm going to put this bottom ring on. We've got 15 feet or so of good thick twine. This is the center point, so both sides are even length. We're going to slip this rope underneath the ring so that it has a loop, and we come over, under, and back around, and do-si-do. Now we're going to pull this with some tension, hold that tension, and grab the skin head at the top of the drum, turn it over, put it on its base, keep the tension of the rope, and we're going to pull that nice and tight across and cross itself over and make a square 4 corners of the rope. I'm keeping the tension very tight. Turn it upside down, and we're going to take the screwdriver, push that rope underneath. Again, we've come now through the loop, looped it over, pulled that ring back. I'm keeping the tension with my left hand and going to weave the last of this first roping process underneath the remainder part of the bottom ring, and I'm now going to really pull even tighter, keeping that tension. Don't let any slack form. We're going to tie this off with a double bow. There we go. And now the excess, see, that's not going to loosen on me. I got a double bow, and now we can take this. You don't need to take this excess and wrap it underneath the ring, because you've already done it 4 times. That'll be enough. This is basically an auxiliary support to the main 4 straps you just saw me do. Again, we're going to pull nice and tight, taking the center. Now you've got 8 little pieces of rope pulling, 8 strands of rope pulling on the skin, and trying to keep it. Think of the puri as a plate on top of the drum. If you think of it as a plate on top of the drum, and you're trying not to shift it so that when you look at the drum from this angle, our objective is to make sure that this doesn't come down farther when we're putting the drum head on one side and up on the other. So this is, imagine, a plate, and we're going to try and keep it nice and firm as we're putting this tension on. We don't want it to slip this way or this way. This I keep underneath the canard when I'm storing these to protect the sheet hide. Okay, that's the end of stage 2. The next is strapping the camel strap.